What's good, everybody? It's your boy JTL, Opposite from the Norm. And real quick, I just want to let y'all know about Opposite from the Norm apparel t-shirts. Brought to you by GFAM G-Wear. You like our show and our content? Then go to gfament.com and click on G-Store, and there you can purchase an Opposite from the Norm t-shirt. Also, you can check out other great tees that represent true kings and true queens as well. Shirts that motivate and make you feel great. Once again, that's gfament.com and click on the G Store link to get your apparel tees. Now back to the show. Chill!
Yo, what's good, everybody? This your boy JTL, Opposite from the Norm. Back with another one. Hopefully, y'all checked out that Poly Talk on Wednesdays. If not, make sure you check that out as well. As I said earlier, my boy HD about to go ahead and do the sports wrap up for all you sports nuts out there who can't. That's where you get your energy and your juice from. So before we get started, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna let my boy G. I'm gonna let my.
Damn, he calling me some other names. Shit.
Oh no, our names is similar. JTL HD is just letters, man. So let my boy HD get into it without further ado.
All right, what's up, y'all? I'm gonna hit you with the sports for this week. I'm gonna start off with small bit of NBA news. It looks like the NBA and the players reps are expected to approve for the NBA season to start December 22nd. That's what they're speaking about, and they're gonna try to do a reduced 72 game schedule. Um, there's been a lot of going back and forth about this, being that the NBA Finals just ended in early October, so that's a really quick turnaround, especially of course for the last two teams that was in it, Miami Heat and the Lakers. They're gonna have to turn around in just 2 months to start the season right back up. They're doing this so that they can get as many games in as they can, because it has to do with revenue. The owners don't want to lose all this money, and they're looking at the following season, from what I heard, being that if the following season after that can start on time, then the owners will be able to hopefully make back a lot of the revenue that they're missing out on, with COVID, and they're not being able to have as many fans come, because that's where they're missing out on the revenue. It said in most NBA cities, they're unable to have public gatherings of more than 500 people. So that's going to limit the ticket sales, popcorn, T-shirts, etc. So it looks like they're going to be voting on this on at the end of this week, and if so, they'll be starting on December 22nd. So I'm going to jump from NBA over to a little boxing. So on Saturday, I watched a very good fight from a very good up and coming young man. A lot of you may know of him or heard of him, Tank Davis. Um, I can say I've seen him maybe 4 or 5 of his fights, and this one was I was able to see a little bit more. Um, very impressed by his foot speed, his overall movement, the way that he was throwing his hands. Um, he did get rocked a little bit in this fight. By the way, for those who didn't see it, he won by KO in the 6th round over Leo Santa Cruz, excuse me, on this past Saturday. Um, if you didn't see it, go back and watch it. When Davis caught him with that hook, homeboy looked like he was dead. I mean, for a minute, I thought that they was gonna have to have somebody come in the ring to revive him, because when he hit him, he just fell immediately to the floor like somebody had took his whole soul out. But for most of the fight though, Cruz was sticking with Davis, and there was a point where I kind of thought that Davis was in a little bit of trouble. But he held on, knocked him out. He goes up to 24-0 now. Hopefully they won't do like they've done in other divisions, like when they had Pacquiao and Mayweather at their height. They never got to fight, at their heights. And that's the trouble sometimes with boxing. You want to see these top fighters in divisions fight when they're in their prime. You don't want to see them once they're 3, 4, 5 years out of their prime. We got a young man who's in the same division as Tank Davis. They're both in the lightweight division, which is up to 135 pounds. By the name of I'm a butcher his name, so forgive me. Teofimo Lopez. He's 16-0 right now. A lot of people want to see this fight. I want to see that fight too. Hopefully, it may not be the next fight, but hopefully within the next 2 fights they're gonna get together because we need to see these 2 young men fight while they're at the top of their game, not when they get old and dusty and all fucked up. But that was a very good fight by Tank Davis. I'm glad to see we got another young black man that's, coming up that could be a superstar, somebody that we can rally behind, instead of having our young black man getting knocked out by these white boys. Speaking of that, I want to just go and segue over to one other thing in regards to boxing. Speaking of our young brothers getting knocked out by white boys. Deontay Wilder this week. Now, for those who know, he got knocked out by Tyson Fury back in February. That was one of the first fights that I had watched in many, many years where, as I was watching it, I felt sorry. Of course, it was bad because a brother, and it was a brother that I had been following. Wilder is a good fighter. But during that fight, I felt sorry. Like, there were points where I thought they should have thrown in the towel before when it ended because Fury was just pummeling him. He was fucking him up, and I can't remember watching a fight where I was wincing and I was moving in my chair because he was just getting fucked up. Anyway, after he lost that fight, he had some excuses. He was saying the little outfit that he had wore to the ring was too heavy and it weighed down his legs, and there was some rumors about boxing gloves. So now this week, this man came out and said that he believed that his water was spiked, saying that someone spiked his water, and he said it was as if he had muscle relaxer. It's like, yo, man, why are you coming up with all these goddamn excuses? You got fucking whooped. Everybody in the arena saw it. All of the commentators saw it. All of the analysts saw it. You got fucking whooped. Stop saying, making up all these excuses, because next week he's going to say somebody put ants in his shoes or some shit. Like, stop, man. You're making yourself look like a fool by coming up with all these fucking excuses. He said somebody put some in his water and it made him feel funny. And he said he felt like he had no control over his body, his legs was weak and all that. My thing is, that shit happened back in February. We in fucking November. Why are you just now saying that your water was spiked? If you felt like somebody put some shit in your water and you was feeling fucked up, you should have said something at that point during the
No,
fight.
no, no. Don't try that, brother, like that, man. Somebody put some in his water and probably you.
I just, when I read that, I was like, hold on, let me clean my eyes out, let me clean my glasses off because maybe I don't think this real. This can't be real. That this dude said that somebody put something in his water. If somebody spiked your drink, wouldn't you have said it right there during the fight so that you could, be like, yo, I can't fight tonight, or like, yo, something's wrong with me, man. My legs is fucked up. Like, what's up with this water? You gonna wait all the way
No,
till
because if he
November?
would have won the fight, then he could have talked trash. Yo, I beat this nigga up and somebody spiked my water.
I just can't believe this, man. Wilder, just close your mouth because you're gonna look even more fucked up if you finally do get your rematch with Fury and he whoop you again. You already had me feeling so bad on the inside because you walked to the ring with all this Wakanda Black Power shit. You had Malcolm X and Martin Luther King in the background. Had me feeling good. Then you get in the ring and let this white boy whoop on your head the whole fuck. It was from round one throughout the whole fight. He was whooping on your head. It wasn't like he just got a lucky punch. He dominated the whole goddamn fight. Okay, I'm gonna change subjects because it's getting me angry. I hate seeing. That's why I don't be watching MMA because I just hate to see a brother in the ring getting his ass totally whooped by a white dude. I'm changing the subject. So we're gonna go from boxing, I hope Tank Davis keep doing good. He ain't making no goddamn excuses. We're going to go over to college football for a little bit right here. So we had number one Clemson. They're playing without their star quarterback Trevor Lawrence because of COVID. They beat Boston College barely, 34-28. Most of this game, Boston College was sticking with them, and for a minute there, I thought that they was going to get upset, but they was able to hold on. The backup quarterback, I'm just going to call him DJU because I don't want to F up his last name. He went 30 for 41 for 342 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, leading them to victory. So Clemson has a very big game coming up this upcoming weekend as they're undefeated now. They're still 7-0. They're going to be playing against number 4 Notre Dame, who's 6-0. And once again, they're going to be doing this without their star quarterback Trevor Lawrence. So hopefully this backup quarterback can shine through. Number 2 Alabama stayed undefeated. Moving to 6-0 as they defeated Mississippi State 41-0. That's right. Mississippi State couldn't even muster to get a field goal. Alabama's star running back Najee Harris had 21 carries for 119 yards. Their wide receiver Devontae Smith, 11 receptions, 203 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Ohio State, which is the number 3 team in the nation, defeated the number 18 team, Penn State. Penn State falls to 0-2. So I believe they're definitely going to fall out of the top 25 if you're sitting there at 0-2. Ohio State beating them 38-25. Their star quarterback, Justin Fields, another great game, 28 for 34, 318 passing yards, and 4 touchdowns. As I mentioned before, Notre Dame still undefeated. They're number 4 in the country. Moving to 6-0, they defeated Georgia Tech 31-13. Number 5, Georgia beat Kentucky 14-3, pushing Georgia to 4-1. We had the number 6 team in the entire nation, Oklahoma State. They got defeated by Texas 41-34, and that game went to overtime. Texas moved to 4-2. Oklahoma, first loss of the season, going down to 4-1. Number 7, Cincinnati defeated Memphis 49-10, moving them to 5-0, 3-0 in their American Conference. We had number 8 Texas A&M moving to 4-1, defeating Arkansas 42-31, and rounding out the top 10. The Florida Gators defeated Missouri 41-17, pushing Florida to 3-1. So that was a little wrap up for college football. As I said, coming up this Saturday, you got Clemson and Notre Dame is the big game of the weekend. So if you can, tune into that one. This is going to determine a lot for the Final Four that they have in college football, which is called the college football playoffs, where they have the top 4 teams in the playoffs. So going over to the NFL, to the big boys. I'm going to try to run through this real quick. We're going to start off with my team. And I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to vent here for a little bit. Got to get this off my chest. 49ers lost to the Seattle Seahawks 37-27, pushing my team to 4-4. Seattle moves up to 6-1. It's not about the loss. It's about our goddamn quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo. He got injured yet again. He's injury plagued. I just found out that next year his cap hit will only be $2 million. We need to get him the fuck off our team. And it's not just me. I've been listening to a lot of different sports shows and different analysts, from Colin Cowherd to Brandon Marshall, black, white, everybody has been saying, even Shannon Sharp and racist ass Skip Bayless. All of them are saying we need to get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo. He's holding our team back. We got one of the best young offensive minds in Kyle Shanahan running our team. He can do all type of gadget plays, because he's running that West Coast offense. We need a quarterback that can fucking push the ball. There are times where we don't even want this man throwing the ball 15 times. So what the fuck are we paying him $25 million a year for if we don't even want him throwing it 12 to 15 times a game? We need to get him the fuck out of there. go after one of these free agent quarterbacks in the offseason so that my team can get back on point. We're 4-4 right now. I mean, we still have a shot at the playoffs. We have a lot of injuries this year, so this year is a wash. I'm referring to next year. Once we get Bosa back, once we get Solomon back, once we get our receivers back, our running backs back. We got Brandon Ayuk, who we drafted in the first round, a good young black wide receiver rookie is shining. We got Deebo Samuels at wide receiver. We got Kittle, probably the best tight end in the fucking NFL. We need to get rid of Garoppolo. Get him out of there, 49ers, please. All right. Sorry about that. Falcons defeated the Panthers 25-17, pushing the Falcons up to 2-6. We had Buffalo moving to 6-2, defeating the Patriots 24-21. Another loss for my man Cam. Once again, everybody's pouncing on Cam. I mean, the man has very little to play with, man. He was 15 for 25 in this game for 174 passing yards. No passing touchdowns. However, he didn't throw any picks, which is a good thing, but the man has no help. And I really hope that, these people start recognizing that. Moving on, the Cincinnati Bengals defeated the Tennessee Titans in one of the big upsets of the day, 31-20. The Titans fall down to 5-2. The Cincinnati young rookie quarterback Joe Burrow, another big game, 26 for 37, 2 touchdowns, no INTs, 249 passing yards, looking really good. He has a very, very weak offensive line. However, even despite of that, he's still pushing the Bengals. Each game that I've seen him play, he just looks very calm, very poised. Even though he's getting hit a lot and sacked a lot, he's not letting that faze him. And, as I said, he pulled off one of the big upsets of the week. The Raiders moved to 4-3, defeating the very, very overhyped and overrated Cleveland Browns 16-6. This game, it was a very boring game. I could just say that. Overrated as Baker Mayfield, 12 for 25, 122 passing yards. Looked like he always does. Very terrible. Not worthy of being the number one pick. For the Raiders, Josh Jacobs, star young running back, 31 carries for 128 yards. Looked real good. Moving forward, the Colts defeated the Lions 41-21. The Colts moved to 5-2. The Colts look like a real good team, man. But I spoke about a couple weeks ago. They have one of the top defenses in the league. It's just going to be up to if old man Phillip Rivers could not turn the ball over in this game. He didn't. He was 23 for 33 for 3 touchdowns, 262 pass yards, 0 picks. They ran the ball with Wilkins. He had 20 carries for 89 yards, and their defense looked real good. I think, if they can just hold on, I think they did have one injury. They had an injury to T.Y. Hilton, who's their top wide receiver. He seems to get injured a lot, but he went out, so that's something to look at. But they did get back their star linebacker, Darius Leonard, who's the anchor of that defense. He had 7 solo tackles and a sack in his game back against the Lions. All right, moving on to the Vikings. This was the second big stunner of the week. They defeated the Green Bay Packers 28-22, pushing the Packers down to 5-2. All of the Vegas spreads, nobody really had the Vikings winning this game. Aaron Rodgers was 27 for 41 for 291 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. However, the star of the game was Dalvin Cook, running back for the Minnesota Vikings. He rushed the ball 30 times for 163 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. He also had 2 receptions out of backfield for 63 and another touchdown. He was the star of the game. He was able to help the Minnesota Vikings control the pace of the game. They didn't really need that much from their quarterback. They have a quarterback issue just like my team, Kirk Cousins, who only threw the ball 14 times. That lets you know when an offensive coordinator and a coach doesn't have that much confidence in their quarterback. If they're paying them big bucks and they're only throwing the ball 14 times, that's showing that they're trying to keep the ball out of their hand because they don't want them to fuck up the game. Moving on, the Chiefs moved to 7-1, defeating the Jets, who are 0-8 and going nowhere real fast. They defeated them 35-9. A lot of people aren't really talking about the Chiefs. You know, they're doing a lot of talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Ravens and the Seahawks and the Packers, but the Chiefs, 7-1, defending champion, doing everything that they usually do. Of course, we knew that they were going to win this game. Patrick Mahomes threw for 416 yards and had 5 touchdowns in this game. This was a real easy game for them, so not really much to go into there. The Miami Dolphins defeated the Rams 28-17. Their young rookie quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, hope I got that right, got his first ever win. He was 12 for 22, 93 passing yards, 1 touchdown. Even though this wasn't a losing effort, we got to give some props to Aaron Donald for the Los Angeles Rams. This man plays defensive tackle and is tied for the league in sacks at 9 with Myles Garrett from the Browns. Mind you, this is so difficult because this man's playing from the defensive tackle spot. He's rushing straight up the middle. He's getting doubled and sometimes triple teamed, and he's still getting to the quarterback, leading the entire league with 9 sacks. This man, if you ever watch the Rams game, just watch Aaron Donald. How on almost every pass play, this man is in the backfield. And that's amazing considering on just about every single snap, he's getting double teamed. And sometimes they bring the running back over to have a third man. It's just crazy how good that he is. And there was a stat about him in one game. He defeated the double team 5 times in one game, and he's done that twice this year. And they have some NFL teams out there who just don't know what to do with this man. So big ups to Aaron Donald. Moving on,
Steroid.
That man is not on steroids, man. Leave that brother alone, man. That's a good young brother, man. Go look him up on YouTube. They show his training. They show how he be eating. That man is good. The Steelers,
Cocaine, then. Cocaine.
the Steelers moving to 7-0. The last undefeated team in the NFL, defeating the Ravens 28-24. The Ravens fell to 5-2. The whole week, everyone's been talking about Lamar Jackson. He was 13 for 28, 208 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Now he's getting the stigma that he can't win the big game because every time there's a big game, whether it's the regular season or playoffs, he seems to come up short. And I hate that, they're putting that stigma on a young brother, but I mean, it's the reality right now. From what I saw in the game, I don't know. I just hope that he doesn't go down the pathway of getting hurt. I know that he's a very elusive running quarterback, and I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't play all out like that because, we give everybody, props when, they play all out, they put their bodies on the line, but he's a quarterback and he's also kind of on the frail side. He's not a big, thick quarterback like Cam Newton or like Donovan McNabb when he played. McNabb had some weight on him. And some of the hits that he took in this game, it was like, yo, man, he can't take that for no full 16 games in the NFL season. So, and then at the end of the game, Hollywood Brown, one of his wide receivers, was complaining about the play calling, saying that, they don't pass the ball enough. They don't get the ball downfield. So I definitely hope that they start to let Lamar Jackson try to throw it a little bit more to open it up for them. But I don't want to take nothing away from Pittsburgh. They played a good game. Their defense is great all the time. So, as I said, they're still the only undefeated team in the NFL. The Broncos defeated the Chargers 31-30. That was a very boring game. Moving on. The Saints defeated the Bears 26-23 in overtime. That was very good, being that the Saints were without 2 of their top wide receivers, Emmanuel Sanders and Michael Thomas. So that was a very big win for them to get, despite having 2 of their star players out of the game. The Eagles defeated the disgustingly horrible Cowboys 23-9, moving the Cowboys down to 2-6. The Eagles moved to 3-4-1 on the year. And lastly, the Monday night game. This was a very, very close game. A lot of people did not expect it to be close, being that going into the game, the Giants were only 1-6 on the year. But the Giants lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 25-23, moving the Bucs to 6-2 on the year. The Giants had a lot of opportunities to win, but Daniel Jones, as usual, had 2 interceptions in the game, made a lot of stupid bonehead passes. But they were in there to the end. So if Daniel Jones can cut down on some of his turnovers, maybe the Giants could turn it around maybe next year. Old man Brady threw for 279 yards, 2 touchdowns. So the Bucs, a lot of people are talking about them as a Super Bowl team, and this upcoming week in their game against the Saints, they're going to be getting Antonio Brown added to the mix. So we'll see how that goes. He's all being roommates with Tom Brady, living in Tom Brady's house, smiling, showing all his teeth. So we'll see what happens with that. All right, so that was the sports for this week. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll be hitting y'all up next week, and hopefully I won't have to be doing any more crying and complaining about my team. I'll catch y'all next week. Peace.